Let's take a look at some great deals on Magic the Gathering products that you probably missed. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you've just found me in the nacho cheese universe of YouTube, well, thanks a lot for checking out my content today. Hope you had a blast while you were here. You had a good time. And if you enjoyed everything that went on, hey, subscribe to the channel. Join the fun. It is free to get onto this channel. Doesn't cost you a dime. And I do upload new content 7 days a week. So when you hit that subscribe button, you turn your notification bell on, you're getting new content every day. And of course, you're helping me get closer to 10,000 subscribers. And I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. Looking forward to seeing those awesome comments in the comment section. So have you guys ever heard of that concept of a good deal? You know, a deal that was just, oh, I had to buy it. It was such a good deal. Not like the coupons you get in the mail and you get a couple of bucks off a McDonald's meal. I'm talking something came up. Some stores going out of business, a deal caught your eye and you're like, oh, gotta have it. Now, a couple of examples for Magic the Gathering I'm going to give you is right there. That was the Costco deal. Those were $9.99 for that whole box. You got like what? 5 booster packs and Nyx Lotus and the little Arena intro deck. They were like $10, $9.99. It's a couple of bucks a booster pack. That is a good deal. We all know and recognize that's a good deal, right? It does come around. I guess it was 2021, whatever, when Theros came out. The Theros collector boxes. These were locally in Canada for $199.95 at 401 games, okay? Now that's a pretty good deal because up to that point they were around the $249, $250 mark. I considered that a pretty good deal, so I bought some. Magic deals come around. Sometimes there's outside pressures. The store just can't pay the rent. Not enough business, not enough volume. Who knows? Things go wrong. Same with players. Players who overbuy but don't have the liquidity they need to hold on to a product and they have to sell it. And if they're desperate to sell, usually that comes at a bargain. It's sad, but it does happen in almost anything we do in life. Those who stay the course, take the long road, generally turn out pretty good. Those who look to turn a quick buck, they can make out great for years, but one mistake, things can go wrong. I've seen it lots of times. So when a good deal comes along, recognizing that deal and being able to capitalize on that deal is the biggest thing. I always put a little rainy day money aside every year in case a good deal comes up. Something I just have to have and I cannot pass on. Now there are some deals I can see coming soon to a theater near you. I can almost feel that it's going to happen, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Because understanding when a good deal is coming up or when the potential for a good deal is coming up because of outside influences, you know what? You're on the channel. I'm going to let you know how my little brain thinks and get this ball rolling. So let's take a look right now. Got some little sheets here I'm going to show you about some good potential deals, and I will explain why I think they are. So our first one up here is Fallen Empire's booster box, sealed from 1994. You're talking 28 years ago. Guys, within the first couple of years of Magic's history, this overproduced, overpopulated booster box hit the scene. These things went so cheap at one point, they were like $70 a box, and nobody wanted them. Now, over the years, these stayed really low. This was considered the biggest bomb that Wizards had ever done. But when you look at the lore, the history, and how this box is finally starting to catch up in its age, you can see this box has somewhere to go. When we see what's happening with ABU 4 Horsemen sets and how much those sealed boxes are worth, does it really seem so crazy to invest $800-900 Canadian, $1,000 Canadian, maybe as low as $750 US to get a sealed booster box with 60 booster packs in it and lots of reserve list cards in gem mint condition inside those packs? Even if they're not worth a lot now, history has written this already. This has already happened. We've already seen what happens to old boxes over time. And yes, there was a lot produced of this set. That's why it was considered a big mistake by Wizards. Oh, they overproduced it. It was horrible, different variations. Nobody liked the set. But as with anything, time corrects it all. These boxes keep getting opened even nowadays. Packs get opened all the time, I still see. I myself have opened quite a few in the last 10 years. And this box is becoming endangered. I wouldn't say it's like, extinct yet, but it's getting endangered. And would I rather get 2 boxes of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, maybe 3 collector boxes of that, or this? It's not even a question for me. And you can see the downturn in the pricing. It's just starting to slip. It reached as high as 1,500 Canadian during its high water mark of 2021. But it's been slipping ever since because so many people bought them. And nobody had the liquidity, it looks like, to hold on to them. So these individual people are slowly putting them back up in the market. And when they see that somebody else has one, well, they knock off $50. They knock off $75. And it's that race to the bottom. But it's the race to the bottom for a reserve list box. Now, when we take a look at the next one here, this is the cheapest one I could find. This was $750 US. And don't forget, 60 packs. Now, I'm just assuming all these sellers are reputable. I have no idea. You have to look up their feedback and make sure everything goes well. But I'm just talking price-wise. When you look at that price and you say $750, that's 3 collector boxes of some new set like Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, right? Or maybe 3 boxes of Kaldheim, 3 boxes of Strixhaven collector box, or a reserve list box that's 28 years old. Let me think about that. No, there's no thinking needed. I would definitely choose the reserve list box. Now, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the next one here. Here we have Homelands. Now, if you look at this box, again, look at the age of these things. Look at that price scheme. You can see this box stayed really low for a very long time. Okay, and it finally went as high as $1,500, just like Fallen Empires. And I talked about this way back when this happened. You can find my old videos. And I look at this now and go, look where it's at. Look where this box is slowly drifting down. And the further it drifts down, the more those big whales in the deep sea are thinking, it's been that high before. This is a pretty good deal now. And when you compare it to the availability of cards nowadays, this is looking better and better basically each and every day. Now remember, guys, this is non-advice. I have no clue what I'm talking about. I am not a financial advisor. But these are boxes I'm looking at. So if I'm looking at it, other people are too. The deal is looking better. Every month this box falls $5, $10 a month. This is starting to look a little bit more enticing, a little bit more desirable. And that's what we're looking at today. That potential of a good deal. Where the deal gets so good, you can't pass it up. This thing is already down 32% from where it used to be. For Fallen Empires, for Homelands, 32% discount already from where they were selling at to where they're at now. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. And people just sometimes can't see it because of all the new flash and the new amazing stuff they just, I gotta get their hands on. But when you're looking at the long run, when you're looking at the cannonball race, and you're going, yep, I gotta make it from one end to the other at the very end, that's what I'm gonna decide what to do with my products. That's what we're talking about. Not a card that's gonna be 2 years from now being reprinted. No, you're talking about cards that aren't coming back. On old boxes that just can't be reprinted anymore. This stuff is ancient and old by Magic standards. And it's finally getting its day. These cards are going up in value over time. People just have to recognize it and be able to say yes. Now, when you take a look and see you can get a box of this for $1,000. By the way, this is $1,000 Canadian, which puts it around the $780 US mark. 60 packs again. Look what we're talking about. And again, I don't care about the sellers. I'm just looking at the prices. You guys can figure out if it's a decent seller. But this person has 10 available. That means they spent $10,000 roughly buying 10 boxes. Does $10,000 really seem that much for 10 boxes of Homelands? That's like the cost of a Mox nowadays. One piece of power in mint condition. Crazy to see what could happen when these boxes start to go up. Because they're going to rebound at some point. The question is when. Understanding that good deal and the potential and how long you can hold on. Because remember, it's about being more liquid than somebody else around you. You can't buy stuff like this and think you're going to flip it a year from now. You got to be able to hold on for as long as it takes. This thing could go to zero. It could become, something you put in the wad of your shoe to make the hole go away. I don't know, but it could go a lot higher. Now, when we take a look at our next one here, we're looking at Ice Age. Again, an amazing set. Come on, we remember all the great cards that came out of it. I myself remember hunting down Jester's Cap Forever, Jester's Mask. And again, the boxes I'm showing you guys today are all reserve list boxes on purpose. I could show you other old boxes, but the idea that these are reserve list and they're not going to come back, and they're these prices, again, you can see Ice Age reached about $2,000 and it's been going down ever since. Sorry, $3,000, and it's been going down ever since. Okay, it's been slowly falling. Now, on the sold listings, sale listing sides, forget all that stuff. You got to look at the sold listings only. I don't care what somebody's trying to sell it for. I want to know what it sold for. And I'll tell you right now, I actually never saw any sell at $3,000, just so you know. I saw them go for around $2,200, $2,300 tops. So this downward trend, they're showing here $2,999.99. I never personally saw that anywhere where I was tracking this stuff down as far as I can recall. But what an amazing deal we're talking about. When you go now on eBay and you say, wow, $1,500 US seems like a pretty sweet deal to get a sealed box of Ice Age. Snow-covered lands, the story, the history, the lore that goes along with this kind of bling sitting there just makes you go, wow. Do I want to buy a case of Crimson Vow? That's a case. 6 set booster boxes of Crimson Vow. Or do I want to get 1 box of Ice Age with reserve list cards and a 27-year-old box of Magic? When we're talking about the age of Magic products like this, these really old, nostalgic, vintage type boxes, it is a deal. It's just how much of a deal do you consider it to be? You have to have cash flow to be able to buy these things. You've got to be able to hold on to it for a very long period of time to really get your money out. But that's only if you're trying to flip it. Some people actually still buy these to crack them open and have a good time. I've known stores who still buy these just so they can rip them open, put them on a store shelf, sell them for $50 a pack and say, hey, we have old vintage Magic in our store as an eye bling type eye candy thing just to get some people through the door. There are lots of reasons why people like to have these old boxes. Some people want to flip them and make some cash. But you have to have liquidity and be able to hold these for a long period of time if you want to really get investment value out and double your money, triple your money. But can I see a time where Ice Age is going to be $3,000 a box? Yes, I can. And I do see it happening. I do see Fallen Empires at $3,000 a box. I do see Homelands at $3,000 a box. People can call you crazy. They can do whatever you want. It's what you see and what you believe in. And you have to be willing to take that risk. Because remember, it's not about the reward. It's the risk you're taking, putting that kind of money up to get a box like that. To be able to hold an old vintage box and to add it to your collection. I mean, not everyone is able to do that. Now, the last one I want to show you guys is Visions. Now, Visions, we opened a box here on the channel. When I bought that box, I paid $180 for that box because the seal was already off of it. Like it was already ripped in one corner, so I peeled it off and I was intending on doing something, but then I ended up holding on to it and doing stuff here on the channel. When I look at this box and say the low price right now is $3,000, the average price $3,000. Okay, when I was looking at the boxes back then, I don't remember seeing them ever reach that high. Okay, during the hype of the 2021 buyout era for all this stuff, I don't remember it being that high. I remember seeing around $2,500, but still, that's not a bad price for a box like this that did have a lower print run compared to other sets. When you go ahead and you look at a Visions box and you see it's $3,000 US to get that bad boy into your house, to say yes, that's only like half the price of a Mox nowadays. And I'm not saying Moxes are, not an amazing thing, but that's a single card. This is a sealed product. You know how hard it is for people to keep products sealed for that many years? That will become a thing. Because there are still players, YouTubers, stores who open these and put them up on shelves whenever they get their hands on one. Whenever they get a deal from somebody who couldn't hold on to the product. So keep that kind of stuff in mind. Because the booster boxes that are 25 plus years old, it is a dying breed and they are becoming endangered to the point of extinction as they enter people's collections. So depending on when that player gets involved in Magic the Gathering, whatever was their first set, maybe they got in at Nemesis, maybe it was Torment, Mirrodin, The Dark, Arabian Nights, whatever set drew them in with them and their friends playing for that first time, staying up late, just having a blast, be it a teenager or a young adult. That set generally will hold some more nostalgic value to you than other sets you didn't know about. If you start at Stronghold, you probably don't care about a lot of the sets before it. Maybe you got to play some, maybe you didn't, but it won't have as much memory for you. But as you get older and you get that job, and that job allows you to buy more things, players do seek out old Magic cards, old booster packs, old booster boxes. There are players who strictly collect these things and want to hold on to them and add to their collections. I know I do. I love adding new boxes whenever I get the chance, and I love seeing a good deal come to fruition and say, this is the best it's probably going to be for a very long time. I better snap up a box now while I still can. Just like the deals at Costco, the ones I've seen at places like 401 Games the odd time when they're clearing stuff out, you have to be really ready to pounce when a deal comes up. You got to have liquidity, and you never put family or friends at risk. It's got to be cash you have on hand, so always try to put some aside because you never know where that good deal is going to come from. But if you know the set that you started playing at, and it has the same nostalgic value that kind of stuff does to me, then you should be putting a few bucks aside in case one of these boxes is a box you're after, and you get the opportunity to snag one at a very good deal. Thanks a lot for tuning in today. I really hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the comment section. I'll see you all tomorrow. And of course, a big shout out goes out to each and every one of the fantastic patrons on the channel. Patrons make the world go round. They help the channel keep things going. You guys are the ones who make it happen. Thank you so much, everyone. Patrons rock! I'll see you guys soon. Welcome back. You've made it to the end of the video. Respect. So, I don't know what to tell you guys. When I did the video today, and I saw some of those deals, I've been tracking them for a while, and they just keep trending down a little bit. I mean, I remember buying this stuff. It wasn't that long ago. My Ice Age box, like, I don't know if I want to have more than one box, but I can see that potential for the future if I wanted to let some patrons open packs really cheap like we did with Weatherlight and like what we did with Visions. I let those packs go really cheap, right? Because it was a good time for everyone. Players do that. Stores do it. So every time a box gets open, there's one less. It just stands to reason that if you can get a box and hold on to it, it's going to go up in value. Maybe it's just my crazy brain working on overdrive. Who knows? You guys have an awesome day today. You made it to the end of the video. I gotta say, shop smart, shop as smart. If you can put that in the comment section.